Well, good morning, Calvary Chapel Northwest. Blessings to you as you gather there for church service, and join me here in my backyard. This is a place that I sit quite often and read and just have some quiet time and devotion. And I just wanted to come to you this morning and join you in worship and kind of turn your thoughts towards something. As I've been pondering this whole journey that we're on together, and I've been thinking about how it began. And it began like so many journeys that I've taken by what I believe is the voice of God, God speaking to me. Now, many of you have heard things from the Lord, and in some cases, it's been perhaps through the teaching of somebody, or as you're reading the Word, a passage will jump off the page at you, and you'll know that that's God speaking to you. And then maybe there's that still small voice that whispers in your heart, prompting you to do something. And then perhaps, like I had on many occasions, well, one in particular, when I started Grace Calvary Chapel, where I heard God in the hearing of the ear, or when I am now been led to come to Calvary Chapel Northwest, not necessarily the hearing in the ear, but such a strong conviction that I just knew that it was God's voice speaking to me. I can rewind the tape of my life and see many, many, many times that I've heard His voice. But I want you to understand something. The blessing is not in me being able to say that I've heard God's voice. The blessing has been the journey that followed the instruction. That's been the blessing. What benefited me the most, and what still does, is not the fact I can turn to a date and time and event and say, God told me or spoke to me here, but that I can say, this marks the beginning of all this wonderful thing and journey that God did in my life because of Him speaking. And that's what I want to encourage you with at this point. You see, that's why I'm coming. God has spoke to me that it's my calling to be the senior pastor there. And that's wonderful. But it's what's going to follow that's exciting to me. And I want to challenge you. It's great that you know and can feel and sense God speaking to you. Many of you have sent me emails. I'm still getting them. Some of you have even said that the very first time I spoke, when I didn't even know that I was a candidate, that God told you that I was going to be your senior pastor. That's pretty exciting. But now I want to talk to you about the obedience part. See, with obedience comes blessing. And to illustrate that for you, I want to introduce you to a member of our family. Her name is Hershey, and she's a chocolate lab. And actually a chocolate lab Weimaraner mix. And I'd like to let her demonstrate for you the obedience to the voice of God. And so let me introduce you to Hershey. Hershey, come here, girl. Come here. Come say hi. No, right here. Let me get this where you can see my beautiful Hershey. Hey. There she is. There she is. This is Hershey. She's a lab Weimaraner, and she is so sweet. I love you. Yes, I do. I love you. Okay, shh, be quiet. No, I love you. I love you. Okay, shh. How about the shake? All dogs can do that. Yeah, that's good, girl. But now, here's where Hershey really shines. Hershey, sit. Ooh, this is a piece of chicken, and Hershey loves chicken. Hershey, no. 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 Okay. Whoop, go get it. We'll try again. Very good. Come here, baby. Sit. Do you know I love you? Okay. Be quiet. Do you know I love you? Okay. Shh. Don't say anything. Okay, you ready? Okay, this is a piece of chicken. Don't eat it. No. Don't you eat it. No. No. Okay. Good girl. And one more just because you're so sweet. Yeah, it's a good girl. Now, I've been practicing that with my children, and it hasn't worked so far, but Hershey has learned the benefit of hearing my voice and obeying my voice. You see, if she doesn't obey, she doesn't get the treat. And so I wanted to share with you John chapter 10. Jesus is speaking here, and he says, my sheep, in verse 27, hear my voice, and I know them, and they follow me. And I give them eternal life. They'll never perish, neither shall anyone snatch them out of my hand. My Father, who has given them to me, is greater than all, and no one is able to snatch them out of my Father's hand. I and my Father are one. I had to look under my glasses there to be able to see. So I know it looked like I was looking at you, but I had to look down to see. I'm old. Turned 50, remember? Anyways, listen. Hearing the voice of Jesus and obeying his voice gives to us the great journey of eternal life. And John 17:1 says eternal life is knowing the Father. And so that's the blessing, that's the turkey and the chicken that we get, if you will, by obeying. So I want to encourage you, obey the Lord. Listen to his voice, but more importantly, obey. Now, a couple things as we're preparing to come. Please keep my family in your prayers. This week's been a little bit difficult. My older brother, many of you know, is fighting cancer, and he's taken a very, very difficult turn. He's actually in ICU right now. I'll be leaving after your service today. I'll be heading up to Nashville to spend a couple of days with him, and it's actually, he's in kind of a precarious place with it. So please keep him in your prayers. His name is Tommy. Also, my youngest daughter, Jenna, she's our 16-year-old, and she broke her collarbone this past Thursday in soccer, and so that's been a little bit difficult. So please keep my daughter Jenna in your prayers as well. And then finally, in talking with the elders, what apparently is going to be happening on the 21st is the two services will be combined into one service for that Sunday only. And I believe that will be at 10:30. They'll correct me if I'm wrong on that, but I believe it's at 10:30. And again, we're going to combine the two services into one, and I'll be bringing my family so you can meet my family, and we can just kind of begin our fellowship that way. So hopefully we'll pack the place out and invite folks that perhaps you haven't seen in a while, and we'll get to meet some people, and it'll be a great blessing. So again, on the 21st, one service at 10:30. So kind of set your schedules, pass the word, and we'll get that organized. Thanks a lot. God bless you guys, and I'll drop you another little 5-minute video next week, and we'll see you here on the 21st. Be blessed.